Okay, so I'm just gonna paint this quick scenario and you guys tell me if this has ever happened to you. You're at a bar, club, whatever, and you spot a pretty girl from across the room. You see her, and then she sees you, and then you see her see you. And you're like, damn, she fine as hell. She choosing, right? She basically gives you that look like, yo, like I'm trying to ride that pogo stick. So what do? You go over to her. So you take your shot, take a deep breath, prepare yourself, and then you walk on over, right? So you're heading towards this girl, you're just looking at her, and all of a sudden, when you're about like 3 feet away, a wall appears in front of you. And you're just like, where did this wall come from? So you try to move around the wall, but the wall moves with you. And you're just getting confused. Like, what is this? What's in front of me? And then you hear, she's not interested. And you say, did this wall just talk to me? And then you look at the wall and say, oh shit, it's a bitch. Wait a minute. It's a girl. Oh, no, I didn't mean to startle you, man. That's my bad. I'm just trying to get over there. So can you just excuse me? It's like, she's not interested. And then you're just like, what? Who are you? And then the wall says, I'm her best friend. Now, if that has happened to you, you've come to the right place, okay? I'm going to tell you why girls have ugly friends. Now, women often have ugly friends, and I know it's difficult, bro. You be trying to get out the pretty one, and the ugly one always got something to say. She always got the worst attitude. And you're just like, yo, can you just be ugly somewhere else? But nah, she just gotta get up all in your space, and you just trying to like not talk to her and avoid her, but she just keeps making her presence known. And it's all very, very annoying. I understand. But as with anything that's worth something, there's always a price. So I'm going to explain the relationship between the pretty girl and the ugly girl and why it exists in the first place. Now, we got to break it down to its base components. Women love security. First and foremost, that is one of the best things that they can have. This is a biological thing, not really emotional or societal, right? And the thing about attractive women is that they are usually the most insecure. What does an insecure woman need the most? Security. Now, how does the ugly friend provide the pretty girl with security? I'll explain. First way that the ugly girl provides security to the attractive one is that she ensures that most of the potential suitors will be funneled directly to her. Because the ugly girl presents such a stark contrast to the pretty girl, it makes her actually slightly more attractive than she really is. So that allows her to have her pick of the litter with male options, which provides her with security to know that wherever she goes, she's always going to be the more attractive one. The second reason that the pretty girl has the ugly friend is because the ugly girl often provides reassurances. Whenever the pretty girl feels insecure about something or the other, the ugly girl is always there to tell her, no, don't worry about it. You're beautiful. They don't deserve you. She's there to basically gas her up, give her an ego boost, right? So that's another way that she gets a form of security to complement her insecurity, okay? And then the last way that the ugly girl benefits the pretty girl is she is a bodyguard or a screener. So when the pretty girl is not in the mood, or maybe she's on a period, or maybe she has a boyfriend and she's just trying to be a good pretty girl, the ugly girl runs interference for the most of the night, which is another way that the ugly girl provides security. In this case, it's a literal sense. He's literally her security, right? Now you may say, King's Wisdom, okay, that's cool and all, but women do not get into relationships where they're not at least winning in some level. So why would the ugly girl participate in such a one-sided relationship? I understand. To the untrained eye, it may be one-sided, but it is mutually beneficial. Let me explain. The first benefit that the ugly girl gets is she gets what's called residual. You throw enough men at the pretty girl, the ugly girl's gonna get some stragglers, okay? Some niggas that tried all night and they're like, you know what? I'll take it. If enough men pounce on the pretty girl, the ugly girl's gonna get one. Because a lot of the times, men are gonna have to perform the tried and true trick called take one for the team, where one man agrees with his bro, okay, you get the pretty girl, I'ma chat up the ugly chick, bro. I got you. I'ma run the interference, you do you, I'ma focus on the ugly girl. Now, what often happens is that the ugly girl is aware of this play and she tries to get what she wants out of it, which is some male attention and often some dick too, because she's very repressed. So at your own risk, bro, be safe, because she knows why you're there and she ain't leaving without something. Whereas otherwise, if she was alone, she would get none. That's the first benefit. The second way the ugly girl benefits is she feels useful, okay? Because contrary to popular belief, ugly girls are basically useless in the sexual dating market because, I mean, you have one job, just be pretty. If you're not pretty, then what you can't really get anywhere. In the sexual dating market, maybe they have utility in other areas that are non-sexual, but sexually, they're basically useless. So when they're acting as the bodyguard for the pretty girl, they feel useful again. I'm protecting my friend from these creeps. I have a purpose. I don't feel like a waste of space in the sexual dating market. So that is another way that ugly girls benefit from being friends with the pretty girl. Okay, and then the last benefit that the ugly girl gets is she gains a friend. Now, obviously, this is a symbiotic relationship and the pretty girl is using her, but it is hard for ugly girls to make friends with attractive people, believe it or not. Usually, ugly people can only be friends with other ugly people. So it's very hard for ugly girls to make friends with pretty friends. And one of the benefits of being friends with a pretty girl is you get to go where the pretty girl goes. By yourself or with other ugly friends, you may be turned away. Nah, we can't let y'all in. When you with the pretty girl, it's called a necessary evil, right? So the ugly girl gets into places that she would normally get into because she is the pretty girl's friend. So she gains a friend. So these are the ways that the ugly girl and the pretty girl benefit from each other. It's a mutually beneficial relationship, a symbiosis, if you will. Now you may be asking, okay, that's cool and all. Thanks for telling me that, but how do I get past this problem? Well, don't worry, bro, I got you, okay? I'm gonna tell you how to bypass this issue step by step. So pay attention, pay close attention. I'm only gonna say this once. All right. So let's revisit the beginning scenario. You're at a bar, you see a pretty girl, she's choosing, all that stuff, but you also see the ugly girl. Now here's what you do. You approach, but you approach the ugly girl first. Now, what you're gonna do is you're going to compliment an article of clothing or something mundane about the ugly girl. Like, oh, that's a nice shirt you got there. Try to make it as polite and unsexual as possible. Okay? You do not want the ugly girl to think that you're hitting on her, because that has a very, very multi-layered level of consequences. So please, keep it friendly, but focus on the ugly girl. Talk to her. Have a conversation. Be polite. Do not flirt. But while you're doing this, completely ignore the pretty girl. Now, if you do this for long enough, the pretty girl, being naturally insecure, will feel the need to insert herself into the conversation because she needs to be seen. She wants to be the center of attention, naturally. And she fell into your trap, right? So this is where it becomes not a science, but an art. You slowly withdraw your attention from the ugly girl and direct it to the pretty girl. So you're talking to both of them, right? Slowly answer less of the ugly girl's questions and answer more of the pretty girl's questions, giving her more of your attention, but you don't do it abruptly, because then the ugly girl will smell something's up. You gotta do it strategically, softly. You don't just, no, you say, oh, okay. And you, oh, wow. And Oh, okay, cool. So that, right, right. And then you just focus on the pretty girl. Now, when you're talking to the pretty girl, now you flirt. Now you show sexual interest. And if you've done it right, the other girl will be satisfied because she received her male attention, her male validation for the night. So now you have bypassed the security, okay? So now you can focus on the pretty girl. And at this point, she's already warmed up because you have successfully overcome an obstacle that she's not used to people overcoming. So she's gonna be more open to hearing what you have to say. And that is how you bypass the ugly friend. Now, why does this work specifically? Once again, ugly girls do not usually get male attention. They're usually starved for it. So any attention that you give them, they will welcome, actually, especially if it's on a benign level where you're not being crass or rude or being a dick to them. You're just being polite and treating them like a normal human being, which they are, just not in the sexual dating market, okay? And while you're giving them this attention, it diffuses any potential animosity they would have towards you because normally they're on guard. No guy's getting past me to my friend. But when you talk to them first, oh, well, he talked to me, he can't be that bad. And that diffuses the situation, relaxes her guard, and lets it become a lot easier for you to get access to the pretty girl. Now, even though this method does work, there are two potential ways that it can backfire. All right, it's not that cut and dry, fellas, unfortunately. The first way it can backfire is that the ugly girl, despite you being polite, decides that she wants you for herself and she ain't letting the pretty girl eat this time. In which case, good luck with that, bro. I don't have no escape plan for that one, bro. You kind of shit out of luck there, bro. Cause she gonna go after what she wants. And there's no easy way to extricate yourself from the problem without coming off like an asshole. So yeah, it's not really a fun consequence. Just keep it like that, all right? The second way that this plan can backfire is the pretty girl thinks that you're interested in the ugly girl, or she's not interested in you anyway and she pushes you towards the ugly girl. Maybe that night she's feeling a little altruistic. She's like, you know what? My ugly girl hasn't got dick in a while. I'm gonna help her get that one. And my friend, you are fucked because now they're working in tandem to get you to fuck the ugly girl. And you might as well just cut your losses, my guy. I'm sorry. There's no winning that situation. So my plan is not foolproof by any means, but it has a higher success rate than failure rate as long as you do it correctly. But please be prepared to cut bait, pull the parachute, and get the fuck out of there if you see things not going your way. Now, I just want to close out by saying that the pretty girl, ugly girl dynamic is very common today, okay? It's very prevalent because of all the benefits that each party gets, understandably. So if you want to avoid that situation altogether, what I suggest is start looking for girls who only have attractive friends, okay? Which is a lot easier to maneuver through because if you strike out with one, you can do the other. But just to give you a hint, this will help you in the future realms. If you see a group of attractive girls that may be intimidating, yes, but you don't focus on one. What you want to do, and I could technically make this another video, but what you want to do is you introduce yourself to all of them. Eventually, the one who's trying to fuck will reveal herself. Don't focus on one. Just be polite and nice to everyone. And the one who's trying to fuck will just be a little bit more eager, a little bit more thirsty than the others. And that is the one that you capitalize on. Okay? That's it for today, guys. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I got merch, link in description. I'm also doing one-on-one consultations with men who don't understand women, or struggling with that, struggling to find that purpose, or just struggling in general with depression and anxiety. So feel free to hit up the link in the description for that. I appreciate all you guys for watching. You're welcome.